What if everything you know about Ottawa is only part of the story? You see, every city has two identities, the one the world sees and the one its people live every day. When most people think of Ottawa, they think of politics, parliament, and the people who run the country. But is that all there is to Canada's capital? Today we are heading to Canada's capital.
It's right there. We can see it.
But we weren't here to follow the usual path. We came to discover the stories, conversations, and everyday moments that make Ottawa more than just Canada's capital. This city has represented Canada for well over a century. The journey begins in North Bay. 4 hours separate us from Canada's capital, but today isn't just another road trip. We are searching for the story behind one of the country's most important cities. What is it really like to experience Canada Day in the nation's capital? Every year, on July 1st, people from across Canada make their way to Ottawa. Some come for the celebrations. Others come to experience the capital for the very first time. And today, so are we. While millions of people will be celebrating across the country, I want to discover what makes this city so special. Canada is known around the world for its diversity, and there is probably no better place to see that than in Ottawa. Everywhere you look, you see different cultures, different languages, and different stories, all celebrating together. We are finally entering Ottawa. As soon as you arrive, one thing becomes clear. You can immediately tell you are in the nation's capital. Every city has its own story, and instead of assuming what Ottawa is all about, we are going to ask the people who are here. Long before Ottawa was a capital, long before Canada was a country, this land was shaped by water. The Ottawa River was a natural highway, traveled for thousands of years by indigenous people, especially the Algonquin Anishinaabe, who lived, traded, and traveled along its banks. Long before it became Canada's capital, Ottawa was a small settlement known as Bytown. For years, Canada couldn't agree on a permanent capital. After years of debate, the decision was left to Queen Victoria. In 1857, she chose Ottawa not because it was the biggest city, but because of its location between English and French Canada and its distance from the US border. That single decision transformed a small town into the political heart of a nation. We are right here at the Rideau Canal. This is one of Canada's greatest engineering achievements, and it was built between the year 1826 and 1832. It's common to see signs in both English and French, a reminder of Canada's bilingual identity. It's so hot. 29 degrees today. It didn't take long to realize that electric scooters are everywhere. While Toronto is known for its bike share program, Ottawa has its own way of getting people around. This memorial honors the firefighters who made the ultimate sacrifice protecting their community. What does Canada mean to you today?
Well, I was born in Canada and it makes me so proud.
Yeah. How long have you been in Ottawa?
40 years.
Oh my God. What's one thing you love about Ottawa?
It's beautiful city. I've taken many tours of the city. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What should we be looking forward to today?
Within the city,
Yeah.
well, it's just many people with their flags and having a great time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If there's one place that captures the energy of Ottawa, it's the Firework Market. This is Ottawa's most oldest and iconic places, and there are lots of shops, stores, bars. Every city has a food it's known for. Over here, it's hard to ignore the love for shawarma. You'll find shawarma shops on almost every corner, alongside local favorites like beaver tails and poutine.
Everything is just so local, and obviously Ottawa is an extremely diverse city, and you just see so many different types of people. And even though it's the capital of Canada, it just feels like a town like it's so calm. All the restaurants are local, businesses are local, and it never feels too overwhelming. Like you guys just went to Toronto, and Toronto feels like a mini New York almost.
Right.
While Ottawa feels like a nice hometown. It's not too exciting nor too boring.
What's your favorite place in the city?
Everyone's gonna make fun of me for it, but Shawarma Palace. They got the best shawarma, to be honest, and I've never had a bad experience with them. And nature-wise, Andrew Hayden Park, beautifully maintained. It's like a nice little lake, lots of walking area around it, and it's always very calm. It's never packed. It's just my favorite place to go. Ottawa has a lot of communities that have been here for over 75 years. Especially the Lebanese, Chinese, and Italian have a really strong community here. And they actually have their own streets. There's Chinatown, Little Italy.
Oh, they have Chinatown.
They have Chinatown here. Almost all ethnic groups reside here. So you could pretty much meet anyone from anywhere in the world. And Ottawa's just so diverse. I think 50% of the people here are not natively Canadian. Today's Canada Day. It's supposed to be one of the most eventful times of the year here, but fortunately it rained and I think the fireworks are canceled, which is pretty much the biggest thing that ever happens here. It's a little quiet city, but you're gonna see a lot of people around here trying to celebrate with all their Canadian flags, going to Parliament. There might be other stuff, but I'm not really sure. This is my first time coming here. Yeah, I've never been downtown Canada.
One thing we noticed was how relaxed the atmosphere felt compared to Toronto, where the pace is often faster and fashion can feel more trend-driven. People here seemed to dress for comfort. Across the country, people mark the day with fireworks, concerts, parades, citizenship ceremonies, and a sea of red and white.
It's my first day here.
So what's one thing you love about the city?
Just soft and sunny, and it's a very nice place. It's nice place all around you and everything.
Yeah,
I've been here for 14 years probably.
14 years. Yeah. What's one thing you love about this city?
I like Byward Market area. It doesn't have too much nightlife, but there's a little bit. It's nice to explore every once in a while, go out with some friends.
Where's your favorite place in this city?
I would say Rideau Knoll. That's a pretty nice place. I like to go there a lot.
How long have you been in Ottawa?
Oh, I've been here for, let me say, 3 years. It's almost 3 years.
Yeah, what's one thing you love about this city?
Oh, Ottawa is a nice place. It's a nice, nice environment, nice people, different kinds of cultures and everything. So it's good, yeah.
What do you think of the multicultural in Ottawa?
Oh, it's good. It's you get a chance to meet different kinds of people, different kinds of cultures. Sometimes that kind of culture shock, but it's okay. You are able to learn so many things, different things, and yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
The people here, they are very welcoming. And it looks like there is that kind of there is no discrimination, that kind of racism. You don't see it here. It's made up of different cultures, and because of that, everybody. There is that kind of everybody welcomes.
Everybody.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
So
it's
of
good.
all the cities in Canada, why Ottawa? Why did you choose Ottawa?
Okay, maybe I schooled here, and I have not gone to any other place except Ottawa. So maybe that's why.
Yeah.
Downtown.
Downtown.
Yeah, as usual. Downtown Parliament. Yeah.
What's interesting about these places?
It's a nice place. Like you get a chance to see most of the monuments, and a lot of history here in this place.
Mhm.
Yeah. So yeah.
Everywhere you look in Ottawa, there's a sculpture, and behind each one of them is a story worth remembering. Many people who call Ottawa home work in Canada's federal government, giving the city rhythm that's different from most Canadian cities. Ottawa moved at a gentler pace. Even on Canada Day, the city felt calm and welcoming.
Today is Canada Day. We are all out. You can see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What does Canada mean to you?
Canada means a lot of things. It has come to mean home. It has come to mean friends. It has come to mean peace of mind.
Yeah. What's one thing you love about Ottawa?
Ottawa. My name is Tawakalit. That is the first thing I love about Ottawa. Tawakalit. It's like it shares my name.
Oh.
Ottawa.
Interesting.
That is one thing, and it's a very friendly city. Very friendly and peaceful.
Yeah.
You go to bed at night knowing you're not going to wake up in the middle of the night scared.
Mhm.
It's a peaceful city.
Yeah. What's one of the biggest challenges in Ottawa?
Housing. Housing is one of the biggest challenges, and nowadays job. It's not easy to find job.
Yeah. So where's your favorite place in this city?
In Ottawa,
Yeah.
I live downtown. It's exciting. I've been around the suburb and everything, but downtown, anytime, any day.
What do you have to say about the multicultural here?
As long as you are accommodating and you kind of understand that other people have their culture and you give them space. They give you space too, and everything goes on fine.
Yeah.
So multiculturalism doesn't actually matter
Yeah.
because here there's no racism. We are all equal and we are treated equally.
Yeah.
So
What do you have to say about the food here?
I eat African food.
Yeah. Do they have like African restaurants around here?
They do, but they are quite expensive. I cook my own food. As I'm speaking with you, I'm chilling out with friends for Canada Day. I have begiri and ewedu,
Okay.
and we are going to eat tuwo.
It was shaping up to be a perfect Canada Day.
We do a lot of movies, a haunted experience. Right now we're doing a haunted carnival.
Then, without much warning, everything changed. See how cloudy it is. Clear skies gave way to heavy rain and thunderstorms.
It's right there. You can see it.
For a moment, it felt as though the celebration had come to a halt. What's the most challenges you've ever faced in Ottawa?
The biggest challenge here, not to get bored. Not to get bored.
Really?
Keep being busy because, except on like Saturday and Friday, there's pretty much nothing to do. Finding friends is hard too here because there's not that many people. But yeah, as I said, if you find the right crowd, you'll be fine here.
How's the food here?
The food, you need to know the spots. But we got pretty much we got Chipotle, we got nice places to get food. Have you been, there's this Chinese spot a few meters away?
No.
Everything's so cheap and really good. If you want to get a look.
The more I travel, the more I realize that every city has two stories. There's the one you read about, and then there's the one you experience for yourself. I came here expecting to understand the city. I left understanding its people. And sometimes, that's the only way to truly understand a place. Our journey through Canada's capital comes to an end.